Welcome students once again to my class. I have come today with part 2 of the portrait of a lady. So in part 1 we have seen up to here it was done that Khushwant Singh found the thought that his grandmother was once a beautiful woman to be quite revolting. He could not believe in it. Now next he proceeds, and indeed he has very beautifully portrayed his grandmother, her appearance. Next he does that only. That is why this story has been titled as the portrait of a lady, because he has indeed very beautifully portrayed his grandmother over here. Okay? What he has done is, he is now telling the readers about the physical appearance of his grandmother. He tells that his grandmother was a short-heighted lady, healthy, and because of age, she used to bend down a little, she used to stoop, and she would balance her body by keeping one hand on her waist. Okay? Her hairs were all grey, some loose hairs always remained smeared, always covered her forehead, and she would hobble round the house. This particular term he has used. Hobble round the house because she could not walk straight. Okay? She was an old woman. She used to bend down a bit and in a very, you can say in a very swaying manner, or she used to walk, not in a very brisk manner. She did not walk in a very brisk manner. That is why this particular word hobbled has been used by him. Okay? And grandmother, she used to move around the house in that manner, and on her right hand there always used to be bits of rosary. What are bits of rosary? You must have seen old people. They count those bits, which is also known as Rudraksh. So that is known as beads of rosary. She was a very religious minded lady. As we will proceed further with the story, we will come to know that she was a very religious minded lady. Most of the time in the house, she would spend praying. She would keep on counting her bits of rosary, and the lips would always remain moving. She would continue saying the prayers, but those were inaudible prayers. Others could not hear it, but every time she used to keep on counting the beads of rosary and tell her prayers. Okay? And then Khushwant Singh here, and what she used to wear was a white sari, a spotless white sari. That was her apparel. And Khushwant Singh here once again has used a very, you can say a term, an expanse of white serenity. He is here comparing his grandmother with a white landscape, a mountainous region. When you visit a mountainous region which is covered with snow, okay, and in the surrounding area you don't hear any noise, it gives you a mental relief, mental relaxation. You feel so calm, so peaceful, isn't it? The appearance of the grandmother was exactly like that white expanse of beauty. Why? Because she used to wear a white sari every time. A beautiful white sari and with white hair on her head. And now she was not pretty, but she was a beautiful woman. This thing, Khushwant Singh has put you can say emphasis on this thing, that she was not a pretty woman but a beautiful woman. There is a difference between the term pretty and beautiful. Pretty refers to only physical appearance of a person. Beautiful word refers to the overall appearance of the person, a beautiful soul, a beautiful personality, a beautiful human being. Understood? So her nature was such that she can be called as a beautiful woman. Khushwant Singh says over here, she was a beautiful lady, a beautiful woman, and always wearing a white spotless sari. So if anyone would see her, her very appearance would give a person mental relaxation, mental relief, a very calm and soothing feeling one would get if they would meet his grandmother. That is what he is telling over here. Khushwant Singh then describes during that time. Khushwant Singh, now this was the description of his grandmother's physical appearance. The story has 3 phases of narrator's life, and in these 3 phases there was a change in the relationship could be observed. Okay, a change in the relationship could be seen. Khushwant Singh here says that when they were in the village, Khushwant Singh and his grandmother, they were in the village for some years. Why? Because his parents shifted to the city. Alright? And Khushwant Singh was left with his grandmother in the village. The parents decided that once they get settled in the city, they will call them over there. So this life in the village is the first phase that has been described. Okay, the first phase. Narrator says that in the village, when they were there in the village, every day in the morning, grandmother used to wake him up, get him ready for the school, give him a bath, because he was a young boy at that time, he could not take his bath on his own. And while giving him his bath, she used to say the prayers in a sing-song manner. Sing-song means she used to sing, okay, the prayers. What was the purpose? First of purpose was she was very religious minded. Second purpose was she wanted her grandson to listen to her prayers and by heart them. That she wanted. She wanted him to by heart the prayers. But Khushwant Singh never bothered to by heart, to learn them. Understood? He never bothered to do it. He listened to it because he loved his grandmother's voice, but he never bothered to by heart them. After getting him ready, she used to prepare his breakfast. The breakfast was a very simple one. She used to give him rotis, which she would prepare the previous night only. Apply some butter on the rotis, then sprinkle some sugar on it and give it to him as breakfast. You can also try it at home. It really tastes good. Okay. So that was the breakfast that was served to him, and then she would get all his things ready. That the things were not the books and the bags books and the copies that you carry. Those were a slate, a wooden ink pot, and some wooden pen which needed to be dipped in the ink and then that was used for writing. So all these things she used to get ready, tie them up together, and then both grandmother and grandson would go for the village school. All right, this much in the second video only.